So you've got a lead magnet. Maybe it's an ebook, a checklist, or a guide, and now you're wondering, how do I actually get this in front of people? A lot of online coaches get stuck right here. They've created something valuable, but they're missing the simple system to actually deliver it and start growing their list. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how I launched lead magnets, setting up the landing page, automating email delivery, and making sure the thing actually converts. If you've been working on a lead magnet but don't yet have a funnel for it, then you're not going to want to miss this. Let's get into it. All right, so in this example, I'm going to pretend I'm a business coach that helps Instagram creators monetize their brands. I'm using Ambit to build this funnel, but you can use any funnel builder that works for you. If you do want to follow along, there's a free trial link in the description. So the first thing I'm going to do is jump into Pages. Here I'm going to create a new landing page by clicking Add Page, and let's choose Opt-in, which is a great template for lead magnets. I'll hit Select Template, and here's the landing page template. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the theme settings, and I'm going to import my brand from my workspace here. So I click this, and it will automatically style my landing page according to my company's brand. So I've already defined my brand here. Next, let's figure out how to position this lead magnet. So in this case, I'm going to be using an ebook. I've created a mock-up for the ebook using ChatGPT. Looks like this: turn Instagram followers into paying clients. This is literally, I just asked ChatGPT to generate me an ebook mockup that says this, and it created it. Then I asked it to make the text green or something. So having an image like this can go a long way to make the lead magnet feel more real, even if it's a digital asset. Creating some kind of ebook mockup, or if it's a checklist, some kind of like paper mockup, can go a long way. Next, we're going to come up with a headline. So I want to position this from the point of view of the prospect, of my ideal client. So what does my client want in this position? Again, I'm going after Instagram creators, and these Instagram creators have content, but they don't yet have a brand. So we're going to create a headline that speaks to that pain. The pain of having an Instagram following, but not being able to make any money off it. All right, so I'm just going to double click this headline and paste this in. And I'm keeping this super simple. Turn your Instagram followers into paying clients. Now I'm just going to make sure that each of these are on a new line. And I'll make paying clients on its own line. Put a space there. Okay, and probably Instagram followers is on its own line. I'm trying to keep each idea on its own line. So turn your Instagram followers into paying clients. This is pretty good. We're speaking directly to the pain point. And what we can do is the sub-headline can show us what the offer actually is. So although this is speaking to the value, we want to make sure people know that it's an ebook that's going to do this. So we can say free ebook reveals ... And then we can make this, instead of just we can say how to turn your Instagram followers into paying clients. So now free ebook reveals how to turn your Instagram followers into paying clients. And I'll even put some quotes around this. All right, now in this paragraph, I'm going to paste in some more copy. You don't need millions of followers to make real money. I'll just put a new line there. This free ebook shows how to package your expertise, pitch your audience, and land high-ticket clients, all from Instagram. And then we're going to put a call to action. So I'm going to add in a headline. I'm going to drag in a headline right here into this form, and we're going to say get instant access. And I'll put a little down finger emoji so it's pointing down. And we'll just make this a little smaller. Okay, no, this is it. For an ebook, again, this is a free offer. The landing page content itself doesn't have to be so complex. We just have to make sure a few things. One, we're demonstrating the value that the person reading it is actually going to get. Two, we're clearly communicating what the offer is, in this case, an ebook. And three, we have to give a reason to act now, or in other words, give a call to action of some kind. Now we can double down on this, and we can add a little bit more here. By adding additional sections. So let's say we want to add a testimonial section. Now this doesn't apply unless you've actually tested this with someone already, but if you do have a result you can share, it's great to demonstrate the results other people have gotten with the lead magnet. So I can go and choose an image, and I can pick the image of somebody who's already used the ebook in this case. All right, so I filled out the testimonial just with some fake text so you can see what it would look like. So this can make it feel a lot more credible. One more thing we can do is we can add in a section that demonstrates like bullet points as what you're going to get. So maybe we can change this and say what you'll get, and let's just bring the bullet points into this this left column here. So I'll just drag this in over here, and then I'll probably delete these elements because we don't need it, and then I'll just I'll center align the bullet points. Now I'll just fill out the bullet points to create some idea of what's going to be included inside the ebook. All right, so I filled out the bullet points, and probably I'm going to actually move this section up above the testimonial, so this comes first. I'll make this a little smaller. Maybe I'll say inside you'll get instead of what you'll get. And then after the testimonial, what we're going to do is add in another button. And this button will say claim my free copy. Let's also just make the button text black so it's a little easier to read. Okay. And now this button, by default, it will just jump us to the top of the page so that we can see the form again. Over here again, I'll also just make this say claim my free copy, and we'll make the text black. Okay, and there it is. Probably the button at the top isn't doing anything. We'll delete that, and then we'll center this logo as well. But this is it. This is our full landing page. By default, this is mobile friendly, so it'll work on all devices, desktop and phones. And we can just go ahead and hit publish. All right, so the page is published. I can click this button to preview it. And so here's the live landing page. I can now send this to potential clients, and I can collect their email addresses in exchange for the ebook. But the next step is, okay, how do we actually deliver the ebook? So if I jump back into Ambit and I go click back to pages, and then I go over to campaigns, here if I click email templates, I can create an email template that will deliver the ebook in the template. So add email template. And now what we'll do is we'll deliver the ebook in this email. However, I don't just want to give the ebook and that's the only thing this email does. I also want to use this email as an opportunity to hook them on my emails and make it more likely for them to read my future emails where I can pitch things like free calls or paid offers. So this is just going to be a simple welcome email. So all of the subject line will be welcome aboard or something like that. And then preview line will be your free ebook is inside or waits inside. All right, so I asked ChatGPT to generate us a quick email here, but I'll make a few tweaks to it. So first thing is I'll replace first name with their actual name, the name of the contact. Hey name, so glad you're here. If you've been posting content, growing your following, and wondering how do I actually turn this into real business, you're not alone. So overall, the email structure is all right, but we want to make sure that they read to the end and know that their ebook is waiting for them. So right after this point, we'll say in parentheses, make sure to read to the end to claim your free ebook. Smiley face. All right. So basically, we're just delivering some free value here to build rapport. And then in the PS section, we're actually going to give the link to download the ebook. So here I'll add a link and I'll just paste in my Notion URL or Google Doc URL, wherever you've actually stored the ebook file. And then over here, my name, I'll just put my name. Okay, and this is it. This is the whole thing. I'm going to hit save. And now I'm going to set up the automation. So we'll get back to templates. I'll go to automations, and now I'll create a new automation. This is going to be a very simple one-step automation. We're going to trigger it anytime a contact is added, and we're going to select that email template that we just created. I think it's this one, welcome aboard. I'm going to hit save, and then we're going to click this button to activate the automation. All right, and there we go. So let's test it out. So I'm back on my landing page, and I'm just going to fill it out with my information and see if that email lands in my inbox. All right, I'm going to click claim my free copy. And now let me check my emails. All right, here it is. Welcome aboard. I populated it with my name. Here's the full email. And then down in the PS section, we have the link to download the ebook. So also note back in Ambit under contacts, if I refresh the page, you can see that the contact has been added here. And I also unlock analytics, so I can see the conversion rate on my page. I can see how many people viewed it, how many people signed up, and then the conversion rate. I can do the same thing for my emails. If I go to campaigns and go to analytics, and I can see how many deliveries, opens, and clicks we received. So if you're interested in trying out Ambit so you can build your own coaching funnel, we currently offer a 30-day free trial that gives you everything you need to start converting cold, dead traffic into paying clients. That link is in the description. Aside from that, thanks for watching, keep killing it, and have a wonderful day.